Hello everybody, welcome back to another lesson, another video, another episode, another dumpster fire of guitar with Gavin. Want to know something crazy, something fun? I just did this entire thing and realized that I didn't record it. So here we are, jumping into it again. That's cool, right? Anyways, this is what we're doing today. We are looking at my sisters and brothers, a JGB, a Jerry Garcia Band staple, a favorite. I have, is it Electric on the Eel? Electric, I think so. That album. They have like 3 different versions of this on there. And then like once more on my personal favorite that I've already talked about a lot, so I won't go into that. So yeah, I really wanted to do this one. I was sitting around one morning, getting ready for work, and I heard it, and I said, this song it sounds like super easy. And I just like sat down and learned it, and I was like, I'm gonna do a lesson on this. This is easy, it's great, it's fantastic. So, a little history on it. It's really hard to find anything about this song. Apparently people just want to talk about Jerry Garcia Band's version of it and not the original, which is done by Charles Johnson. I believe it came out in like 1974. Like I said, it was hard to find any actual reliable information on this. All of it like came from Reddit, and I love Reddit, but it is the internet. People lie on there. I know, it's crazy. Who would have thunk? So yeah, we're gonna look at this song. It's super easy. We're gonna talk about the chord progression. It is super simple. Then we're gonna go and talk about the 2 different ways that I hear Jerry playing it throughout the multiple versions that I have listened to and have. And then we'll look at the solo at the end, which is, it's nothing crazy. It's gonna be pretty chill, easy, sit down and learn a 3-chord song. So this is in the key of A. The 3 chords that we need are E, D, and A. I don't know why I started off with E. A, D, and E. There we go. Those are the 3 chords we need. Each one is played for just a whole measure. Just, I want to sing to my sisters and my brothers. Keep the faith. So it goes A, D, A, E, A, D. And now the last 2 measures, it just gets a little funky. We go A for 2 beats, or 2 counts, whatever you want to say. 1, 2, and then go to D for 3, 4. 3, 4. D again for 2. 1, 2, and then back to A for 3, or beats 3 and 4. So that whole thing is just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And actually please count that and don't play it like that. So yeah, it is just A to D to A to E to A to D to A to D, D to A. Pretty sure I probably messed that up in there, but I didn't want to just have me playing. It sounds weird. You know, this is unfiltered, unedited, quality content. If your quality standards are pretty low. So, anyways, now to talk about some things that Jerry is doing in it. First off, we're just going to be some like little walkouts, right? So we're going to go to A to the D chord. That is just walking up on our A strings, open 2, 4 to our D, and then walking back down, 4 to A, right? He does it once again when he goes down to the E. It's literally the exact same frets, but just on our low E string. Two, 4, 4, 2, boom, done. Super easy, right? But to really get into the 2 different ways that I hear Jerry playing this, and I mean, really, there's like a 3rd way, but it's just he's just mixing the first 2. And it's essentially, one is he's just playing the chords. He's just like I said, I mean, Jerry Garcia Band has a guy on a piano, a keyboard, an organ, whatever you want to call it, and a guy playing bass. So he can just sit there and play the chords, and sometimes he does. Other times, he plays a very country-esque technique, or whatever you want to call it. And I also like to say this is also very Bob Weir. If you listen to his like cowboy songs he writes, it's very right? You've heard that before. And so it's that. And so, like I said, with sometimes he'll just let the bassist bum 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 bum. He lets the bassist sometimes do it. Other times he does it. He'll do it for the whole song. Sometimes he just does it for the intro. I can tell sometimes he'll do it when he's not singing. He'll hit the first and the fifth of a chord. And so essentially what that is, and it's pretty simple if we're playing this with just regular bar chords or you're playing with open chords. If you go the string underneath or above, I don't know, guitarists are weird and some people say, oh, if you work down the neck or if you work up the neck. So basically if we're on our A string, right, and we're playing an open A, and then the D string, where we have our second fret pressed, that is our fifth. And I don't like to necessarily play that high E. I like playing a lower version of it. I think you get a little bit more, I don't know, a little more sound out of it for sure. Just a little. I like that more. Totally up to you. You can go. It's up to you. And so it's essentially that. There's your fifth. There's your fifth, right? If you're playing the D, you're playing it as a bar chord. The fifth note is the seventh fret on our D string, which is an A note. Well, you can do, both the pull off your finger and just play the open A string, or just kind of bounce your finger between the fifth fret of our E and low E. Whichever one you like. When it gets to the E, I don't hear it happening. I hear people just playing an E, so you don't really have to necessarily worry about bouncing around on the E. Like I said, I just don't hear people playing the fifth when I listen to the song. So those are kind of your different ways of playing at it, looking at it. If you're playing with a band and if you're singing, you might just like doing the chord. It's up to you. Solo. It is... I have yet to find like a 7-minute long My Sisters and Brothers. This is not one that they jam over. It is a 4-minute song and they're done, and 2 minutes of that is just, we'll make it to the promised land. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I get a hallelujah? Right? That's like the last half of the recording. And so if you listen to it, Jerry, the most I've heard him solo on this is twice through the whole chord progression. A couple of them he's just soloing one time through the chord progression. So up to you on, if you're gonna jam it, absolutely jam it, but kind of looking at it as more Jerry centered. It's never very long solos. The solos are never too fancy. What he's really doing, he keeps it in a pretty mid to low register. He doesn't get up here too often, or he like always starts it right here, bending into the third of our A. He goes on the fourth fret of our G, bends it a whole step up to the sixth fret, and gets that major third of the A chord. So that is, that's kind of what he does through the whole thing. He'll just kind of go major third of the A, Right there's our D, right? That's the 5th of the D. Right there, we're back into A. We just played the 3rd and now the 5th. And then now we want to go to E maybe. We have right there, 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 there. Like, he's not doing anything very crazy. He is just pretty chill, pretty relaxed. It's not very theory heavy, right? But to look at it in some fancy ways, if you really want to, this is a 1-4-5 chord progression, right? You can mix A major and A minor. You can do that. Other things you can do is you can play an E minor pentatonic over the E chord. I personally, if I'm doing that, I'm bending from the flat 7th into the E, or the 15th fret on our B into the 12th fret of our E string, right? The idea is to just kind of get that blues sound in there when I'm doing it. But up to you. Like I said, there are some cool tricks that you can do over this, but it is a very simple, short solo. It is very, let's get right back into singing about everyone coming together and going to the promised land. Oh yeah. So again, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if there's any questions, comments, concerns. Let me know if you have any requests. Let me know if you want me to dive into something a little bit deeper, or maybe like, how did you even think of that, or how does that work? Let me know. I'm happy to explain it. Just, give me some content, or I'll keep going with what I got planned and unplanned, and hope for the best. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.